أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today we will talk about the crucifixion of Jesus. Did it really happen? And and if so, was he resurrected? Um, the Christians argue that the earliest source is the Bible, and the other thing, and Josephus and all these other things argue that Jesus was crucified. The Quran, on the other hand, it says Ma qataluhu wa ma salabuhu, that he wasn't killed and wasn't crucified, and that it just appeared to be the case. But there's only one verse in the Quran that seems to deny the crucifixion, but it has no hadith commentary, and there's not much else mentioned in the Quran about it, and there's no hadith supporting it. So we don't really know what it means either. It's not even a clear verse. It just says he wasn't killed or crucified, but it appeared to be the case. What appeared to be the case? What is it talking about? For many years, the Muslims and Ahmadis and people have come up with the substitution theory and the spoon theory. The substitution theory being that someone else was put on the cross, and the spoon theory being that Jesus was put on the cross, but he just appeared to be dead, and he was just basically out cold or in a swoon, and he didn't really die, and it didn't succeed in crucifying him. That's what they argue as what happened, but the Quran doesn't seem to support or not support any of these theories. It doesn't really specify what happened. Let's say, for argument's sake, that he did die on the cross and was resurrected. If I kill someone and they just come back to life, did I really kill them in certainty? Because if I kill someone and they just come back to life, does it really make sense for me to say I killed them because they're still standing there? So that's one thing. And then the Bible also says, and Jesus says in the Bible, that if don't fear those who can kill the body, but don't fear those who will kill the body and not the soul, but fear him who could kill both soul and body in hell. And the Quran also says that when martyrs die, they are not really dead, they are alive. So if Jesus did die, maybe what the Quran is saying, he didn't physically die. Maybe he physically died, but he didn't die spiritually. Maybe that's what the Quran's trying to say, that he didn't die spiritually. That even if his body and soul was crucified and killed, his soul wasn't, and maybe he even rose from the dead. But I think I could believe that much, but I don't really believe in the ascension, and I don't really believe in the Trinity or the Bible, because there is plenty of evidence the Bible's been changed. If the King James version of the Bible is true, then the NIV is wrong, and if the NIV is right, the King James version is wrong, because the King James version contains verses that are not found in the NIV. So either these newer Bibles are wrong or the old Bibles are right. They both can't be right and wrong right at the same time. Either they're both. If one Bible is wrong, that's proof enough that the Bible's been corrupt, because there's no because if one strain of Bible can be corrupted, then all, why not all? So that's the problem I have. And the Trinity, it's not really mentioned much in the Bible, and Jesus never preached it and all that stuff. It doesn't make sense. But I don't really believe in the ascension though. Like only one gospel mentions the ascension. Like all four gospels mention Jesus Islam riding on a donkey to the city. So it probably did happen, because all four gospels mention it, uh, but only one gospel mentions the ascension, so it probably didn't happen. And the from the Quran, although it says that God raised him, like with Rafa, but we also recite Rafa in between sajdas and stuff, and it doesn't make sense where God will lift him, because he's not only in the sky. Like the only earlier these they believe this, but it seems kind of weird, because the sky is not in one direction, the earth is round and spinning, so which direction would he raise him to? And It just doesn't make sense to me. I think he may have been killed and then rose from the dead and then just died again, a natural death. And then I don't believe in the Kashmir theory. Like it makes because like I've heard that there's evidence that the guy who is buried in Kashmir, Yusuf Afsar, was really uh, a prince and a son of a king. So then, who, if he was the son of a king, how could he be Jesus when Jesus had no biological father, according to Christians and Muslims? And then there's a debate on Jesus having a father or not. Like, that will be some other debate. I'm not really sure about that. But, like, I think he's not buried in Kashmir. I think he may be buried somewhere else if he's buried, or maybe he just disintegrated. I don't know, but I don't believe he's sitting in heaven, and I don't believe he'll come again. Like, it makes no sense. And in another video, I'll talk about finality of prophethood and continuation of prophethood, but I don't believe there's a man sitting in the sky for thousands of years and he'll come again. I think if he rose from the dead, like even uh, in the Quran it says Jesus rose people from the dead, and it even the Bible confirms it with Lazarus that he was risen from the dead. So if he could raise others from the dead, why couldn't he be raised from the dead also? So by the power of God, by the power of God he could raise others from the dead. Why couldn't God raise him from the dead? It seems possible, but like I just don't believe in the assumption, even though that is possible too. Uh, I just don't really subscribe to it, but nevertheless, it could be possible. But again, the Quran is not clear what happened, and the Bible mentions what it says it happens, but how much of the Bible is true, we don't know. And then the Quran isn't really clear what happened and I don't believe Jesus died for our sins. Like, makes no sense. I do the sin and then Jesus gets punished. If I am sick, does it make sense that you take my medicine? It doesn't make sense to me. I think we're accountable for our actions. I don't think God will send someone to hell simply for having the wrong religion. I think the way to salvation is just trying your best and doing good works. If you try your best to be a good person, I don't see why God won't reward you for your effort. Because I believe effort is the key. So that's what I think.